Okay, so we got all the cabinet doors hung that use just the standard like Euro cup hinges. But the rest of our cabinet doors, we're going to be using these IKEA Utrusta hinges that are also, they're hinges and then they're also stays. But these, if you guys have done stuff with IKEA, all their kitchen cabinetry is frameless. And so these are meant to work with frameless cabinets. All of our upper cabinets are face framed cabinets, which means there's like a recess back behind these frames. And so what we had to do was make some spacers to kind of fit in that gap and give us a place to flush mount these hinges in here to kind of fake a frameless cabinet for the hinges, but still working with our face frames. So most of these are real thin, just like 1/2 inch spacers is what we need, but back here kind of on the edges we needed some thicker ones, so we used some scrap butcher block and planed it down to the right thickness that we needed. So we're going to go ahead and get started just installing these spacers, and then we can install the hinges, and then we can get the rest of the cabinet doors installed. Okay, so we're installing these upper cabinet doors on our IKEA hinges, and here's where we get to share where we screwed up and are having to figure out a fix on the fly. And you know, we're usually really good about all of our measuring and math and calculating all of that. Well, we did all of that right, but then when we went to go cut it, somehow one of these got cut 1 inch shorter than we wanted it to, like this way. I don't know. I'm a little bad about it. Is there like smoke coming out of my ears right now? So since we've already painted them and done everything, we're not going to remake that cabinet. We just had to figure out how to readjust the positioning of them side to side. So it means that they're not all perfectly going to be centered on the stiles. We're just kind of shifting them all, and it means the spacing in between the cabinets is going to be a little bit wider than it originally was going to be in order to account for that screw up. We had to leave a little bit more gap and kind of play with the arrangement so that they all fit. There's no gaps anywhere. And that's just part of it. We could have made a whole new one, but we didn't want to go through the whole process of repainting and all of that since we use our spray gun, and we just didn't want to do it. So we changed our math a little bit. We're making it work. So all that said, now we had to figure out how to actually attach the part of the hinges that go on the cabinet door. Now, as you guys know, with IKEA stuff, most of it's all just kind of plug and play. They're like, hey, these go in like the 3rd hole and the 5th hole that are already conveniently pre-drilled into here for you, and you just stick them in and screw them in those particular holes. They don't give you any measurements or any of that. And obviously, because we're doing this a little differently with the face frames than IKEA cabinet fronts are made, we had to figure out our own measurements. And so what we did is, after figuring out how these are all going to align, I'll show you on this one. We drew on here the lines of where all the edges needed to line up. And then I'll show you what we're going to do on the next one. We put the little pieces, so this piece right here with the 2 holes is what's going to actually screw into the cabinet front, and then we stuck VHB tape on there, that like super sticky double-sided tape, and then we lined up the cabinet front with those lines and smashed it against the VHB, and that made it stick enough that then we could see where those holes were. If that makes sense. And then we were able to kind of trace the holes, pre-drill, and screw these pieces in. And then these pieces then just attach, they clip in to the big part of the hinge, and it all works really well. You can see we've done this one. Obviously we still need handles. It'll make it a lot easier, but it opens really nicely. It stays perfectly. We're so happy about that. And then it soft closes great. We really wish we could have used these hinges on all of our front cabinets as well, but they're just, these hinges are too big for our front cabinets, but these are great. They get a nice tight edge against the framework. There's no gapping or anything, and they are all adjustable, which is really cool. You can adjust these screws right here to, you know, if you need to kind of shift your door up or down or in or out, you can make some adjustments. So there you go. Screwed it up. We're fixing it. We're going to make it work, and we're making these IKEA hinges work. And so we're going to go ahead and get the rest of these all installed now. So you're just going to line it up on the bottom.
Yeah.
I'm going to line it up on the top.
Yeah.
I mean, on the side and the bottom.
Yeah, on the top lined up. Okay. In. You good?
No.
Tell me when.
Gosh, sorry.
It's okay.
Struggling a little bit. Yeah, I think that's pretty good.
Reboot. Ready? Okay, good. That worked.
Okay, so then
Pop these off. Alright, these will go.
Okay, I can see the circle about right there.
Okay. Yeah, just kind of snaps in.
easier if you kind of bring it down like that. So look. that one seems closer to the ceiling than these.
Well, because it doesn't have as much arc.
Right. All right, so we got our last upper cabinet done with our tech cabinet, and we've installed our Victron color control and our sea level tank monitors in here in the face of the cabinet. So that'll make it really nice for us when we want to check things. We can just come up here and check things without having to actually open this up and get into it. And we have the slats here that we made for air intake because we have fans in the back of this cupboard to suck all the hot air from the electronics out and out the side of the bus. So this will provide a lot of air intake. We've cleaned up the wiring in here so it's nice and tidy up here on top. And we have a little bit more cleaning up of some things to do in here, which we'll get to later, but that's all cleaned up and ready to go. And so now we get to move on to our lower kitchen cabinets. Okay, so the last cabinets that we have to install are just our IKEA drawers. So we have 3 drawers here, a big one, medium one, small one, and then this is actually just one big drawer that pulls out, but it's gonna look like it's 3 drawers, so it'll match this one, but it's just gonna be one big drawer that will pull out for like a trash can and things like that. So now we're just kind of playing Legos and putting all this stuff together.
It's a really tight space.
I know.
There's not much space.
Should we put the things then out?
I don't know, babe. I don't know how to do this.
Talk about tight.
Yeah, got about 16 inch. Nice food shot.
Right?
Perfect.
Okay, that doesn't fit even close.
Perfect.
That's off by like a ½ inch.
Good, we're good. They just go like that. That's like the new thing.
Oh my god.
Is it new without you looking at them?
Nope.
That's how they're doing them now. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Flex light.
Can't get that one
See,
out.
this is how it reflects light. See, this is how it reflects light. Yeah.
All right, so just a couple more projects left and then the cabinet doors will be done. The last 2 things we have to do is we're gonna put some gas struts on one pair of the front cabinets up over the driver's seat. On these ones, these upper cabinets that we use the IKEA hinges on, they act as stays as well as hinges with soft close. Unfortunately, we could not get these to work for our upper cabinets because they're really shallow. And so those big hinges wouldn't fit, which is why we just use the cup hinges up in the front. But they don't stay. You would actually have to hold it open, you know, to get things in there. For most of those, that's fine because we're not putting anything significant in there that we need the door to stay open. But on the pair that are above the driver's seat, We do need those to stay open because that's where our home automation kind of control center is going to be in there. And so, you know, we haven't even built that yet. So while we are building that, we need that to be open, or if we need to work on it later, we need that to stay open. So we're going to add some gas struts to just those 2 cupboards up front. And then it's time to put on all of the handles on everything. So this is what we have. We have some brushed nickel bar handles. I don't know what you call those. These we're using on the pantry, on the closet doors, and on these lower kitchen drawers. And then we have the same style, but shorter and in black for all of our upper cabinets. And then we have these brushed nickel cup holes for the closet drawers. So what we did, you can go and just at Lowe's or Home Depot or on Amazon, you can buy templates that allow you to easily find the screw holes, but we just made one ourselves. We figured, you know, we determined how high up and how far off the holes are for these, and we had a few different ways that these are going to be attached, and so we 3D printed our own little template with the appropriate holes, and it has a little lip on it, so all we have to do is like put it up. I've marked the centers on all the cabinet doors, and we have a little notch on our template, so we just line up our center point with the notch, and then, you know, and then we'll know like these 2 holes are for all of these upper cabinet ones, so then we'll just drill through those. And we're going to do that for all of these. We're going to go ahead and start drilling out all the holes, and then we'll go back and screw in all the handles, and then we are going to call the cabinets done. To kind of just push it up. It's not gonna like flake up, which I guess is good. Okay, we're all finished with the cabinet fronts and the handles and everything. We'll start by showing you guys the closet area. Sorry, it's really dark in here. This is kind of the last room that we need to finish, and it doesn't have any lighting in here yet. So we're really happy with how this all turned out with the handles in here, and we really like the cup pulls. It's nice because the closet's kind of recessed. We've got several inches in here, so we're not gonna like whack our legs on these cup pulls because it's recessed in, but you know, it works really well. And then we'll go ahead and move forward, and I'm gonna close this door and we'll kind of show you the finished product on the pantry. One thing to note is our convection microwave oven is going to live in here, and once we get that installed, we're actually going to build a little finish framework around it so that it kind of has a nice smooth you know, transition between these two cabinet doors, but it's going to be open. So that's done. And then the kitchen, we have the black handles on top with our doors. Those work great. We love the IKEA hinges. Those are awesome. And then our IKEA drawers, which we really like, and got the big one on the bottom, sort of big, medium, small. This is a false front, and then this is just one big drawer for the trash can. And we're really happy with how everything turned out. We have the front cabinets done as well, and so we'll show you guys some finished pictures, but it definitely, it's funny, we were saying that adding all of the handles and hardware feels like adding the earrings to the bus. Like it's like the shiny, sparkly, like little finished jewelry for the bus, and it definitely makes it feel a little bit more like home in here. So we're gonna call this done and move on to the next project.